It appears the hunt for Ja'ula may come to an end soon. Our latest intel indicates she's operating out of 4 key sectors, including Khitomer. I've dispatched operatives to 3 of those sectors, but I want you to check out Khitomer personally. I'm sending General Martok with you. If she's there, I want the Alliance's best to take her down and bring an end to this civil war. Do your best to take her alive. But if she forces your hand, give her that traitor's death she deserves.
You made it. Good. In times like this, every warrior needs someone they can trust at their side. And when fighting the Mokai, someone to watch their back as well.
Good to see you too, General.
Cogran's here in that fancy new Alliance ship of his, flying Overwatch. Perhaps he's picked up some intel that could help us track down the Matriarch.
Let's find out. Helm, set a course to the Khitomer's location.
Welcome to Khitomer. As you can see, the rebels are keeping us busy here. Skirmishers warping in to test our mettle. They have not found us lacking. As for Ja'ula, we've picked up some chatter recently. Nothing verified, but...
What is it?
Intelligence thinks she's in space, under cloak, planning her next attack. But the chatter suggests she may be planet-side, working with people friendly to her cause. A bold move, if it's true. I suggest sending a team to the surface to investigate. Hawk Nuch Care!
Consider every possibility. Yes. Good advice.
We're picking up some erratic readings from the outer part of the sector. Could be more skirmishers trying to sneak in and sink their blades in our backs. We'll deal with it. You should keep looking for the Matriarch.
Understood.
Good hunting. And tread carefully. A nest of diplomats can be a dangerous place.
Indeed. Good luck, Captain.
When the Ferengi say the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife, I believe they had diplomats in mind.
An interesting point.
I know some people down there. We might be able to get some intel out of them, provided they don't bore us to death with their witless banter.
A risk we'll have to take, I'm afraid. See you planetside, General.
This is Alliance Command. We've been expecting you. Your away team is cleared for transport to the diplomatic chambers, at your convenience.
Thank you. Beam down.
Let's check in. Tedious, but necessary. The front desk officer might have some insight on the Ja'ula situation as well. They see every face that comes in here. Officially, at least.
Let's go.
This building used to be a monument to Klingon glory. Much has changed.
Welcome to the diplomatic chambers. Several delegates are present to discuss the Mokai rebellion in the Chamber of Alliance nearby.
Speaking of Mokai, rumor has it Ja'ula might be on the grounds.
That is an interesting rumor, considering that several blood feuds have been declared against House Mokai. I would find that unlikely, not to mention messy.
I see. And where can we find these delegates?
You will find the Klingon delegation in the central area of the Chamber of Alliance. It is flanked on the left and right by the Romulan and Federation delegations, respectively. The delegation from the Dominion can be found across from the Klingons until their formal section is completed.
Thank you.
Let's see what the delegates know. The Chamber of Alliance is a couple of rooms ahead of us. So, this is the Chamber of Alliance. Huh. It wasn't long ago that it was called the Chamber of Conquest. I spent many a night in here, drinking blood wine and singing songs to honor the glorious dead, heroes all. Those days are gone. Conquest has given way to alliance. alliance to diplomacy.
Do you see anyone you recognize here?
Several. I know 3 of the 4 delegates here. Some more than others, but enough to get their ear and see what they know about Ja'ula's whereabouts.
Which one of the 4 don't you know?
The one from the Dominion. They must have assigned a new Vorta. I don't recognize this one. You'd better do the talking. Vorta and I do not always get along.
Understood. Let's see if anyone knows anything useful.
General Martok, on behalf of the United Federation of Planets, welcome. How may I be of assistance?
I'm investigating the whereabouts of Matriarch Ja'ula. What can you tell me?
Well, she's been a topic of spirited debate here for some time now. Her recent actions at Konos and Kuvat have placed the Empire into a state of civil war, after all. As to her whereabouts, Starfleet is doing all it can to find her and bring her to justice. But she is quite elusive, as one would expect from the leader of House Mokai. I am afraid I have no idea where she might be.
And unofficially?
I have no comment in that regard. Though should the Federation's position on the matter change, I will be quite happy to let you know.
Thank you for your time, Ambassador.
Hello. It's hard to believe this is real sometimes. Consider, 2 years ago, the Klingons and the Federation were at war. The Romulan Republic was in its infancy, and the Dominion was a vast silent enigma.
Indeed.
And now, we have a grand alliance spanning across all 4 quadrants, a symbol of galactic diplomacy at its finest. This place was once a symbol of conflict and conquest. Now, it is a beacon to all, a tribute to peace and friendship.
For some, certainly. For others, old memories die hard.
Perhaps. I prefer to see Khitomer as a statement. Despite the great threats from forces like the Borg, the Iconians, and the Herc, when we stand together, we survive the storm.
And what of the current threat?
Matriarch Ja'ula, Alliance efforts to bring her to justice and end her campaign of terror are in full effect, as you know. We've come too far together to see a misguided warrior from a darker time bring it all crashing down around us. We will prevail, my friend. Count on it.
I hope you're right, Ambassador. For all our sakes.
This one looks particularly smug, even for a Vorta.
On behalf of the Founders and of the Dominion they created, I welcome you. Tell me, how may I be of assistance?
Have you heard anything about Ja'ula being seen in this area?
What a fascinating question. Can you imagine how chaotic it would be in this hallowed hall if that were so? I honestly don't know who would kill her first, though I suppose the logical choice would be a member of the Klingon delegation.
Perhaps you've heard something off the record?
I'm afraid I'm not one to give consideration to rumors and idle gossip. I am a Vorta, after all. We prefer to operate in the realm of fact and truth. I do wish you success in your endeavors, however.
Thank you, Ambassador.
This is who Jempak chose to be our representative? Kavar, the famous hero, and the infamous General Martok. Tell me, what brings the likes of you to this glorified double hall? If I know Martok, and I do, it isn't to chew ligament and rattle on about the price of tula berries.
Have you heard anything about Ja'ula being seen on Khitomer?
Ja'ula? Pah! That craven witch doesn't have the spine to show her face. Even in a place like this, she's not even a true Mokai. She married into the house to get her pathetic father out of debt. The only member of that line worth anything was Takuvma. Glory to his name.
And yet there are rumors she's here.
Yes, well, you didn't hear this from me. But there's a reason the Mokai harlot still draws breath, and it isn't her good looks. She has powerful friends. Some of them spend a lot of time on Khitomer, if you follow my meaning. So,
Mind your words around here. They can make their way to her ears. And we can't have that, can we?
Thank you, Ambassador.
Greetings. I take it from the scowl on General Martok's face that this is not a social call. What brings you here today?
We're trying to track down Matriarch Ja'ula.
Ah, yes. The name on so many lips these days. Fascinating woman. I suspect she'd make a good Romulan. After a visit to the tailor, of course. As for her whereabouts, I must disappoint you. I haven't the slightest idea where she is. And more's the pity. There's a considerable bounty on her head. Enough to buy a small moon, I'm told.
Are you certain? We've good reason to think she's here.
As a child, I had good reason to think my grandfather was blown up by James Kirk in the neutral zone. Only later did I learn he died in an alley after an ill-advised life choice involving a senator's mistress. You can see why my parents chose to tell me he died a hero, hmm? Sometimes we delude ourselves to avoid unpleasant truths. And such delusion can spread like wildfire in times of crisis.
Thank you, Ambassador.
She is here. I'm sure of it. We just need to keep digging. I believe it's time to escalate things. Let's go straight to the top, to the chairman himself. He's a crafty old schemer. If anyone knows, it'll be him.
Very well. Let's see what the chairman has to say.
Wide smiles, all of them. Their knives must be sharp indeed.
Greetings, gentle beings. Until now, I have only known you by reputation. I am pleased to finally meet you both face to face. I've received word from Kronos regarding your mission here. How can I help?
Recent intel suggests Ja'ula is operating on Khitomer. Here.
That would be unsettling if it were true. My security staff takes great care in their vetting procedures. If Matriarch Ja'ula has spies in our ranks, they'd know about it. I would know about it. Sadly, I think you're chasing your tail on this one.
That remains to be seen, sir.
What's this? I think you need to see this. I think you need to see this. It just came through on all channels.
Let's see it. Wait, is that?
There was a time when I believed my brother's cry of "Remain Klingon" was unnecessary. That no true Klingon would need such a reminder. But now I know the truth of it. Then and now. There are those who have forgotten what it means to be Klingon. The tyrant, Jempak, seeks prosperity for his house alone, and tosses scraps to those he deems loyal. He has forgotten what it means to be Klingon. It is a lesson I am happy to teach him. In battle! Join me, and you can do the same. Join me, and together we can show Jempak what it means to be warriors. What it means to have honor. What it means to be Klingon!
Impressive speech. This is the break we needed. That signal didn't come from space. She's planet-side. Somewhere. So much for the chairman's vetting procedures, eh?
If it's a local signal, we can trace it.
We must act quickly. Start the trace in here. See what we can find.
Right, let's go.
This is a localized signal relay unit. Clever. We're getting warmer, but we're not there yet. It looks like the signal's coming from within the Chamber of Alliance.
Let's get moving.
Have you seen this? Baseball is peculiar.
Interesting. This relay unit is getting a signal from below us, in the underchambers. There's an access stairway that goes down there nearby. It's behind one of the doors in the arrival courtyard.
Let's get to it.
The last time I was down here, I'd had too much to drink, and thought I was on my way to the transporter room.
I take it you found something else instead.
Let's just say it's easy to get lost down here, and leave it at that.
Fine with me, General.
Know this. There are plenty of dark places down here where Ja'ula and her forces could be hiding. Keep your weapon ready. If there's one thing Mokai loves, it's a good ambush.
Understood. Ready weapons.
Martok, you of all people should know that Jimpak is unworthy to rule. You carry the blade of Kalas. You led warriors against the Herc. Why do you follow such a dishonorable Bichnuch?
Kalis he is not, but Jempak has preserved the Empire through many a conflict. I may not like him, but I respect him.
He has preserved the Empire by making us the lackeys of the Federation. When the Herc returned, he hid behind his throne. That is not the way of a true Klingon. You should fight at Ja'ula's side, instead of begging for scraps at Jimpak's table, like a toothless old tar.
That's enough. Ja'ula, where can we find her?
Do you take me for a Factory? I will not betray the matriarch to the likes of you, Takesh!
Fine. General, I think Klingon prisoners should be held on your ship. Have this one beamed to the brig.
Stubborn fool, but loyal. We're going to have to keep looking. Let's start with that door over there. Looks like the only unlocked one in here.
Very well. Let's start with that.
I truly love the architecture here. Whoever made it has a great eye for the, I want to say, warrior mystique here. Oh yes, the warrior mystique.
What's a purple people dropper?
A most delicious beverage. It's a mixture of Romulan ale and blood wine. You can tell if it has been mixed correctly by the shade of purple it becomes. I've yet to find a human who can drink a properly made one and keep standing.
This place. The food is terrible. The liquor is a joke. And everyone wants to argue about something. Yes, the last part is a delight, but the rest? Inconceivable.
I must admit that there is some wisdom in what Ja'ula said today. The fact that Martok still breathes tells me Jempak became Chancellor through dishonorable means. I will listen to what she has to say. Where does she want to meet?
The Chairman's aide is a close confidant of Ja'ula's. Talk to him, and he will make the arrangements. Get ready for Mokai paranoia. You'll be blindfolded, unarmed. They even carry you so you can't count your steps. I did hear someone using a door passcode at one point, but that's to be expected.
You'd be paranoid too if half the Empire was looking to send you to Stovacor the hard way. I will speak to Casenata's aide then. Try not to catch any bugs down there in the dark, old friend.
Interesting.
Sounds like we need to get our hands on that passcode. That Karuk we beamed to my brig probably knows it, but we don't have time to get it out of him.
Any ideas?
That band of Mokai we dealt with aren't likely to be the only rebels down here. Let's keep looking around. I'll wager we find more, and when we do, we'll just have to be very persuasive.
Understood. Let's get to it then.
I have nothing to say to you. If you're going to kill me, let me die a warrior's death. In Ja'ula's name!
And why does she deserve such loyalty from you?
When Bavat brought dishonor to the house, everyone within it suffered. We were shunned, cast out, abandoned. Like her brother before her, Ja'ula is giving the dishonored a chance for redemption. I will fight and die for her if it brings back honor to my house.
I see.
You are a prisoner now, but you need not be a prisoner without honor. We require the security passcode. If you give it to us now, I will protect you from Gempok's wrath.
I do not wish to spend my days in the depths of Rurapente. If you swear to protect me, I will tell you where you can get the code.
You have my word.
And mine. Once we have what we need, you will be released from the Rotaran's brig.
Very well. There is a Mokai officer stationed closer to Ja'ula's sanctum. One of Ja'ula's best. He has what you seek. One last thing. Warrior to warrior. Do not destroy Ja'ula. You must know her cause is just. Give her a chance to prove it.
We shall see. Another prisoner for transport, General.
There's more to Ja'ula than I believe. She clearly inspires loyalty in her own forces, and has convinced many others to forsake their own house and follow hers. I'm picking up life signs. They aren't far from here. That's probably where the Mokai officer is hiding.
Right. Move out.
Well, at least you know where we're at. Listen closely, Mokai. I am running out of time and patience, which puts you in an unpleasant situation. I require the security passcode, and you are going to give it to me. As they used to say in the old days, choose your pain.
Poor General Martok, fatigued by the weight of his villainy. Go scream at the wind, old man. I have nothing for you but insult and scorn.
Arrogant and unwise.
That hole in your face is making noise, Totsa. It is irritating. If I could get my hands on you, I'd silence it forever.
Do you have the code or not?
I do, but I'd sooner dwell in Grethor than give it up to Baktag like you. And you, Martok, lackey of Jimpok. How toothless you are, serving that piece of Warshak. You should have stayed in Kog's prison if you wanted a life of dishonor. It would have been safer for you, old man.
I'd advise you to stop taunting the General while you're able.
You're wasting your breath. He's chosen his pain, and I'm going to deliver it to him.
Last chance. I'd talk if I were you.
You're bluffing. There is no honor in beating a captured prisoner.
There's no honor in being a captured prisoner. Are you ready for eternity in Grethor?
You're serious. I can see it in your eyes. You're both willing to dishonor yourselves to get what Jempok wants. Kiach!
Passcode. Now.
Very well. I'll give you what you want.
A wise choice. General, beam this one directly to the brig.
That console must be nearby. Search the surrounding area.
Your bloodthirst has caused enough trouble. Hadibah!
My bloodthirst is what keeps us alive. We are Klingons, not spineless Gah. Or have you forgotten?
Consider your next words to me very carefully, Akka, for they may be your last.
I hope we're not interrupting anything important.
The fabled General Martok, the man who should be cancelled. What a disappointment you are! Have you come to bring me to justice? You and your lackeys? More fools chasing Jimpok's blood money?
Surrender while you can, Matriarch.
Surrender? To the likes of you? I think you overestimate your chances.
Surrender or fight if you have the spine for it.
You are on the wrong side of history here.
This from someone who fired on defenseless civilians.
Foolish woman, I've had enough of your weakness. It's time. Kill them all! Experience me.
Hui cha! Filthy Mark Hui! You will pay for this! That filthy, lying Tuck-Heck! I will send him torn and bleeding to the deepest depths of Grethor! He may have swayed some of my crew with his words, but not all. Not yet. I need to leave this place and secure my ship!
You seem to be forgetting that you're our prisoner.
We don't have time for your games, fool! If I don't secure my ship, and quickly, Akar will. And you've already seen what he will do with the mycelial weapon. Yes, it was he who gave the order to fire on Kuvat, not I!
What do you mean? Over Kuvat, a weaker.
My lady, the battle goes poorly. We must withdraw.
Let's leave them something to deal with while we do. Gunner, target the shipyard and fire the weapon!
Belay that order. Target the city as we discussed.
Yes, cousin.
Gunner, what have you done? I ordered you to target the shipyard!
Dishonorable Baktag!
That city! The civilians!
There were no civilians on Kuvat, my lady. There were only Klingons. And all Klingons are warriors. You would be wise to remember that. Now every warrior in the Empire will know the price of standing against you.
And what price will we pay for this, Akar? And will we pay it here, or in Grethel?
If we are victorious, it would be a small price to...
Enough! Get us out of here! Maximum warp! Now!
This Akar, he's a schemer. We need to make sure he doesn't get control of that glorious relic Ja'ula calls a ship before it's too late. Let's get out of here. We'll figure out what to do with the matriarch later.
Right, let's get moving.
Blocked. More Mokai tricks. Contact your ship. See if they can beam us out of here.
Right, Trazia to Willamette. We have Ja'ula, bring us up. We can't get a lock on you, Dahar Master. Something is causing interference. Another Mokai trick to add to the list.
It's a shielding system with a rapidly alternating phase pattern. The only people who know how to bypass it are Akar, my transporter chief, and me. If you want to beam out of here, you're going to need my help. Release me, and you shall have it.
That's not going to happen.
Perhaps I can be of assistance?
My lady, I am glad I was able to find you. The situation has grown worse.
My lady, have you joined forces with Ja'ula too?
Why wouldn't I? She is the matriarch of House Mokai. And until her return, I was the last of House Mokai. She is my liege. We can discuss my lineage later. The enemy is moving and does not care about such things.
Agreed. What's going on?
Jimpok has brought a fleet above Khitomer, and Akar has transferred the mycelial weapon from the Lucara to Jimpok's flagship.
We need to get out of here now.
Agreed. You, Adet Pa. You managed to get in here. Surely you know how to get out.
I managed to get in here before Akar activated the shield. I'm just as trapped in here as you are, Martok. I do believe the matriarch has offered you a viable solution to your little dilemma, however. If I were you, I'd take her up on it.
Looks like we have a problem. She's our prisoner.
Listen, I could have shot you and Martok in your foolish heads while you were trying to open that door. You'd be dead, and your prisoner and I would be on our way to safety. We're beyond that now, yes? We now share common goals. Let her go, and help us put an end to Akar. After that, if you want to duel to the death, or some such nonsense, we will be happy to oblige you.
Very well. For now, we have the same goals.
Come with me. This building has
moment,
many secrets.
If you don't mind. We have met, you and I, via the transponder you found while serving Captain Jerlek. Yes. I have been your handler all this time. We have done well, working in the service of the Empire. I may have tasks for you in the future, so keep the device, and keep our association under cover. Be seeing you.
That little aside's because we're a Klingon recruit.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
You never told me about a back door.
You didn't ask. Be thankful I thought of it, A Mokai artisan designed these tunnels. Their secrets are ours alone. Hold! I want to be sure the other side is clear. We're good. Let's go!
How did you get past Akar's security?
I've forgotten more about security than Akar will ever learn, my lady.
You never fail to impress.
Quiet! Jumbox forces are ahead.
Jumpok wants them all dead! No exceptions!
This is a slaughter. Jimbaka's gone mad. He's no better than a Fakiri.
Fantastic. How are your candles?
What is the old saying? The enemy of my enemy.
We're far from friends, Ja'ula. Let's leave it at allies for now.
A fitting term. Very well. Let's get to... Wait. Transporters. Jempak and Akar are sending reinforcements.
Ready weapons.
Jempak sent Jarad. Loyal, but expendable.
Martok! Stand down, or I will end you, old man!
Captain Jarad, I see your habit of choosing poor allies continues.
You're better than this, Jarad. Don't decide yourself. You just speak to me. Die! So, I will, Jarad. What do you mean this? Get down some trash.
What is going on? Outward comms have been jammed. Klingon forces are beaming down and attacking civilians. Matriarch, you said something like this wouldn't happen. I should have never agreed to shelter you here.
And we should have known. Your security was far too lax, after all.
Save your petty judgment for someone who cares. Jempok has been a problematic leader for some time now. I thought Juula could remove him from power with a minimum of bloodshed. Clearly, I thought wrong.
Now who's judgmental?
Enough! We need to deal with this before it escalates beyond our control, if it hasn't already. Jempok is up to something here, and he doesn't want any witnesses.
And that's not good.
Ha! Aren't you the master of understatement? Chairman, give the evacuation order and then head to the transporter room. We will get you out of here in one piece if we can.
We'll do what we can for the wounded.
Come, this is no way to die. Kia, get moving. Go, run!
Run, go, get to the transporter.
That rift will kill every witness to these crimes. Dead warriors tell no tales.
Then we must save anyone we can.
Send your officers ahead. Don't risk their lives.
Keep moving.
Look there. It's Sujihara.
To think I joined the diplomatic corps to avoid combat. So much for that idea.
Hold on, Ambassador.
We need to get moving. The mycelial wave approaches, and you know what it can do.
I'm all too aware, thanks to House Mokai.
Keep moving.
There will be
or
time
you're
for
dead.
this later. Right now, we need to focus on staying alive.
Agreed. Help me with him.
Matriarch Jewel, I don't suppose you'd consider a return to the negotiation table. Consider it the request of a man who met his death with honor.
You're not dead yet. Atracia to Willamette, 1 for emergency medical transport. Okay.
Cha! The transporters have been scrambled by Jempok's forces. I can get them working again, but I need some time. I would rather not beam into a bulkhead or get duplicated.
Work fast, Commander. That wave is still coming. I guess such a...
Got it. Transporting, now.
What happened here? Jempok has dishonored himself and his house, and this attack will be avenged.
Yes, we need to take action, and quickly.
At last, the two of you see the truth of things. You see who the true enemy is. wait for us, and he has the mycelial weapon. We must deal with him before he uses it again. Agreed?
Agreed. This has to end here and now.
I knew Jumpok was a schemer, but this? Ah! I have no words.
His dishonor is great, and he aims to make it ours as well.
Then we must end him before he succeeds.
Yes, something I should have done a long time ago.
Agreed. Let's finish him together.
So, you have joined forces with the Mokai barbarian, eh? You would stand against me and the Empire? So be it. I will give you all a traitor's death.
The only traitor here is you, Jimpuck.
You will pay for this attack. I swear it.
So you're an idiot and a liar. The weapon is in your hands, fool.
Yes, my men took it from your ship after your heinous attack on Khitomer.
Lie all you want, coward. The truth will be heard.
We came as fast as we could. I need a situation report. What is going on here?
The unthinkable, Captain. You need to...
Be silent. Captain Cochrane, these traitors have betrayed the Alliance. They have joined House Mokai and launched an attack on Khitomer. You can see the results. None have survived. They must pay for their crimes, Captain. Arrest them at once.
Captain, the Chancellor is lying to you. We can explain.
Well, I find this hard to believe. I have orders from the Chancellor of the Empire. I cannot disobey. I am placing you all under arrest. Surrender, and you will be given a fair trial under Klingon law.
Kagran, stand down. On my honor, I will prove our innocence.
If you're innocent, you'll get the chance to prove it in your trial. My orders stand. I'm asking you one last time. Surrender peacefully. I won't ask again.
You're making a mistake here, Captain. Stand down.
Madness. I know this warrior. They fight with honor. There is no way they could commit such a cowardly attack. You may follow those orders if you wish, but I will not. Stand down, or you will face me in battle at their side.
Is this really what you want, Captain?
Enough. I refuse to listen to more Mokai lies. Captains, hear me now. You have your orders. Carry them out, or you'll be dealt with alongside the terrorists.
Very well. Red alert, tactical, fire to disable.
Disable them. I want to know what they're up to, and you can't interrogate a corpse.
It is unwise to leave a dangerous enemy alive.
We can always kill him once we know his plans, my lady.
Very well. We'll try it your way, Martok. Let's hope he doesn't get us killed.
This is no victory, traitors. Every warrior in the Klingon Empire will seek revenge for this. There will be no safe haven for you, no place to hide. You will all be hunted like animals, and you will not die as warriors. No, you will be taken alive and locked away for the rest of your days in a place that will make you beg for death. A mercy I will not allow.
You may suffer that fate, Chancellor.
He went to warp, and he took the weapon with him!
They will live to fight another day. Probably better than they deserve. But I will honor your choice to spare their lives. It won't be long before Jumpuck declares us all enemies of the Empire. Even Martok. I will do what I can, but you will need to stay hidden for now. I will send word when it is safe to return.
Understood. Go with honor, Captain. Kaplop.
Your friend is wise. As of now, we're all living on the edge of a knife. The day to avenge Khitomer will come. But it is not this day. Come. A dead pa knows a few tricks when it comes to keeping a low profile.
Lead the way.
Strange, isn't it? Hours ago we were enemies, and now we must trust one another to survive. Our enemy is a madman with the power of an empire at his command. The path ahead will be challenging, but it is one we must follow. I hope you're ready. Consult with your crew and wait for Adet Pa's signal. We will make our next move soon.